Let's try this again. So welcome back to the Anime Den. This time around I'm behind the camera because this is a big kit. This is of course from the PlayStation, or Japanese PlayStation game, One Shot Bug Killer, the Hoi Hoi San games. Of course this is Pest X-san with her, yes, very long worded Oboro Aga Deluxe variant. Basically a moto slave sort of motorcycle. You can see I've had to stand quite far back because this is actually a very, very big box. Sort of, in size comparison, you'd almost sort of say it's up around maybe the high-grade Gundam kit sizes. It's a big box. It's by Kotobukiya. Let's just get this baby down. Let's have a look. I mean, this is a very beautiful artwork on the front. Very beautiful. And the artwork, typical of even what you'd expect, say, from Gunpla or Bandai. Yeah, the artwork continues around the side, shows you all the different wonderful variant things that you can do with this kit. There's some nice artwork. Of course, the artwork, really got a bit of light flash there. The artwork follows the trim all the way around. Again, it shows you some of the other figures in the collection. Not all of them are available in Australia at the moment, which is a bit of a shame. We actually hope to get the Hoi Hoi San in this shipment, but they're actually out of stock. One of the downsides, of course, is sort of more and more common nowadays. This sort of grey, browny sort of backing, and sort of just that sort of lack of artwork on the back. So let's get the box open. Stop and we'll come back. And we're back. One of the first things that you're going to notice when you open this box up is it's actually got two smaller tray boxes inside it. So yeah, looking at it, I'd say that this is obviously the motorcycle side of it, possibly. No, not necessarily. It seems to be just a mash patch. So one of the first things you know, and this is very indicative of the Kotobukiya kits, is of course that the characters actually, or a lot of the parts come pre-painted. So the eyes, the eyelashes, the facial expressions, is all pre-painted. So bring it back a bit. These sort of weird, wild eyes, very goofy looking. And the kit itself actually does come pretty much ready to assemble out of the box. So a lot of the parts are already pre-painted on. And there's lots of bits. A heck of a lot of bits. In fact, there's bits galore. And you just keep finding more and more bits. And there's more bits. And as I said, there's a second box. So there's two little tray boxes inside this with more and more and more bits. And of course, by the time you finally get down the bottom, like what you would find in a standard sort of Bandai kit, of course the transfers, and I'd say these are transfers, not stickers. So of course the transfers, and of course the assembly instructions, which shows you what you've got to do. Yeah, obviously there are assembly instructions. Again, very nice, very nice. So that's the first half of this video. We're actually going to go put this together and then we'll come back. I'm not going to do a whole putting it together video. I mean, I know some people do that, you know, time lapse and that sort of rubbish, but we'll just put it together and we'll come back and show you the completed product. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in a sec. And welcome back to the second part of our review of the Pest X figure kit that we were reviewing just a second ago. I hope I'm loud enough. Now this is just the figure part of it, and it's not painted yet. This is just basically how it would look once you put it together. And all in all, it's actually quite a good kit. Let's go and get in a bit closer. So you can see, you know, straight out of the box, it's got a lot of pre-painted decals on it. And it does look very good. Now you'll notice I've had to prop it up against something because in this sort of current state, it doesn't really like to stand very well. But it has got lots and lots of complexities to it. So, you know, everything's ball jointed. And we'll see if we can just get around to the back without it sort of falling over, because it doesn't like to stand. But you can see sort of this, you know, it is a very nice little figure. Of course, there's lots of layering of clothing. There we go, so bring it around. It does come with a heap of extra faces and hands. We'll probably go into that a bit more once we've got the bike finished. But there we go, that's just that. But you sort of see, like on the head part there, where it's got different coloured plastic pieces when it goes together. All of these bits are all separate, so they're not a single piece moulding, so they can be moved. There's actually 3 pieces just on the fringe alone, there's 2 pieces on the back. you have these pieces here. I won't move them too much because they do tend to fall off quite easily. All the feet and knees and that are ball jointed, jointed same as the Gunpla Gundams basically, which is probably why she doesn't like to stand too well, because the feet just haven't quite got it. But that's the second part of this review. I'll come back when we've got the motorbike done. And here we go, the video that had to be done, the part 3 to the Pest X and the, of course, Oboro Eiger Deluxe Variable Set model kit that we were putting together and we've done 2 other videos with. So this is a completed unpainted version, and unfortunately, unlike the excitement of the last couple of videos, this video is going to be a little bit less exciting. Why? Because I actually hate this kit now. Why do I hate this kit? Well, we'll go through that now. So obviously in the last video we touched on the figure, which of course will sit on the bike quite nicely, and there she is. I'm sorry to try and get her in view a bit better. There we go. There's of course the figure. And she's a cool figure. You know, unpainted, undecaled at the moment, ready to be sort of sorted out. But that's the figure. And here's the bike. And all in all, it's actually a pretty cool bike, you know, and it does have a few extra features, and the features are what actually let it down a little bit. One of the first big issues with this bike is that, of course, it doesn't actually stand on its own. It actually has this little sort of stand peg system underneath here, which can be removed. So you can take that out, and the moment you take it out, it just wants to fall over. And it's basically because the wheels themselves they're rounded wheels. They're sort of they're a curved wheel, and the wheels don't spin, so the point of having curved wheels is sort of pointless. They could have had just flat wheels. It would have made a lot better kit. One of the other really disappointing parts is, of course, on the box you see this. I'll try and get this box in the view. Just move the bike out of the way. You see these 2 images. So you have this first image which looks like almost like a Gerwalk sort of mode, where she's sort of sitting on top of a sort of a semi-bipedal machine with a cannon railing on the side. And then you have this other image, which is, of course, almost like a moto sleigh, for those familiar with, of course, Bubblegum Crisis, where she actually sits inside like an actual armoured system, which obviously would allow her to go around and kick some butt. Now, the real issue is that, of course, the bike doesn't actually do that. The bike will achieve the first mode, so we'll just do that. So you just sort of flick bits down and transfer things around. And then of course the wheels become the feet, and the legs can stay there for all I care. The legs can deploy down, they're just being rather awkward at the moment. There we go, and it's probably better just to leave them up. And they of course can deploy down a little bit further. I'm sorry about the camera work today. And I've just pulled the damn thing apart. And some bits slide together and spin and does all sorts of weird and wonderful things. We're not quite there yet, we're getting there, we're getting there. Let's get that sitting a bit flatter. Then we have to take these apart, obviously. And that sort of slips in a bit, and that becomes actually part of the groin, which will then sit up in a couple of little tabs here, and nothing fits really well together, which is a bit of an issue, because, you know, something like this you would hope it all fit together. I mean, I know I'm not the best model maker in the world, but I'm still, you know, not the worst. And that gives you that. And you have to, of course, delve into the little box of goodies. There's a box of goodies that comes with, and you have to pull out this little bit, which then becomes the point at which you can sit on. And the video might need to come up a little bit, because I'm going to be a bit too low otherwise. And that's the completed sort of pseudo battle mode, if you will. And of course the figure does sit on it. It doesn't sit very well, but it does fit on it. The issue is, of course, that this is all that's left after you build it. Yeah, obviously all your spare faces, some hands for the robot mode. But glaringly enough, there's actually nothing to make the robot mode. The kit's half finished. And I thought maybe I just got a pack that was a bit shy on, but I actually went through the book, and the book actually shows that that's what we've got here is actually what's in the robot mode. Or sorry, it's what's in the pack. So you actually have an uncompleted figure. Oh, I did forget a few bits. Gosh darn it. And of course every time you touch this damn thing it falls apart, and even putting the Pest X figure on it doesn't really work very well. It tends to want to continuously fall apart. There we go, it's back together again. Not that it really matters, because I think this sort of kit as it stands is probably best displayed as a motorcycle. Now the reason why I say it's to be best to display as a motorcycle, well, because to actually get it to robot mode, and as I said, you can see here there's some hands and some other bits and bobs, you actually need to buy another one of those kits. You actually need a second motorcycle to make the robot mode, which is a bit of a joke, because the kit itself, and I mean I'm a retailer so I bought this obviously at a wholesale price, and even at a wholesale price it was a fairly expensive kit. You know, to actually have to go out and spend, you know, say another $80 to $100 plus, depending on which country you live in, to actually just get another motorcycle to finish the kit off is a bit of a disappointment, especially when you see you're going to get another, you know, Pest X figure with it, and you know, you're going to have 2 motorbikes and 2 figures just to complete one image. So all in all, this kit as a motorcycle and figure is a great kit. This kit as a sort of a half sort of battle emplacement robot sort of thing, you know, sort of like a Gerwalk sort of thing, looks alright. As a robot, it sucks. It's disgusting that, you know, you're going to have to go out and spend a fortune more to make it happen. So probably not a kit we're going to carry. This will probably be just a review for the sake of a review, because we're not going to ever carry these kits. It's just an unbelievably big rip-off as far as I'm concerned. It's really not worth, you know, if you're buying the kit for the fact that it's part of the Hoi Hoi San Bug Hunter series, it's a great kit. If you're buying the kit for, you know, to have Pest X on a motorbike, it's a great kit. But if, like me, you sort of saw the promotional photos and you saw that and you thought, oh, that looks awesome, I want to do that, well, it's not going to happen. And it's just going to leave you absolutely devastated. So, not the best kit in the world. And it's probably actually the first time I've ever done a review where I didn't like the kit. I did do 2 previous videos to this, and I might just try and splice them all together so you sort of see the excitement die into absolute devastation when I realise that it's a half-complete kit as far as I'm concerned. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.